Right, so a while back I made a video about the possibility of VR immersion and sort of having like your own realities that you can play with and such. I'm going to propose to you a question that I'll answer myself, and I'd like answers from other people. What would you do if you could create your own sort of universe or universes as such? How would you make it? Like, I'm not saying as in, you build it block by block and you can make a house. I mean, like, you literally just go, you think it and it's made. You want a magic waterfall that just spurts out chocolate in the middle of complete darkness, and that's all you want. That's how it works. You want to fuck with the laws of physics? Do it. So, yeah, that's the question I'm asking. If you had the potential to make a universe or to change a universe or make several universes, what would you do with that power? I was thinking about this, and my initial answer was stuff like, well, clearly I'm going to have a dimension where all of my disgusting sexual fantasies are fulfilled, and I've got 5 million women at my feet, and 600 hunky guys in my chambers, and all kinds of debauchery and BDSM-esque stuff, and that was funny to think about, and it gave me a bit of a kick, but I realised that there was only so much that would give me, and I thought to myself, well, maybe I could make a world where different debauchery is fulfilled, where it's like GTA, where I can just go around and shoot people and I'm just invincible, and I've got crazy skills where I can teleport and read minds and such, and maybe I'll make crazy worlds where the physics are insane, and yeah, you can like drive through the air or suddenly experience what it's like to be in a wormhole and survive it, and have portals to other dimensions where crazy demons exist, but you've got weird magics to repel them, and yeah, as if the universe was an open RPG with just fully customizable everything, every doodad, every item, every self-stat, everything fully customizable for all the players, so it just essentially be a universe full of chaos. I kind of got to thinking like, these are awesome, I'd love a universe of chaos, I'll have all my crazy women, I'll have all this shit. And then I thought, this is only gonna last so long, this madness, this chaos, this, it's not a thing where you can sustain it, it's not something where you can sort of, like in the real world, because you die, you could probably live your whole life doing more and more to sustain this madness, and then you'll physically die, so that's the end of it. But once you're an immortal god, I realise you'll get to a level where there's loads of madness and this, that and the other, you just aren't happy anymore, you realise it can't fulfill you, kind of thing. All this crazy debauchery and all these insane things going on, I've got centaurs flying around and crazy twisted dominions, places where there's just universes full of plasma and pockets and holes, and people fall into them and all kinds of shit. People that I do and don't know, made up characters, cartoon worlds twisting out of the void. Be cool as, and it's awesome to think of, but it's not very beautiful in a sense. Yeah, I explored with all these concepts and these powers, and one of my main things was I'd imagine I'd make really, really cool, sort of visually impressive things, like loads and loads of really strange sort of lighting effects and smoke effects, and like bending watery light that you can touch, and it has like beautiful sort of semi-orgasmic, semi-uplifting sensations for the people around it, like universal visual pieces that essentially make you feel like you're standing still in time, that kind of level of artwork universe. And then I thought of making a universe just full of stimuli, like you touch stuff and it just makes you feel a certain way emotionally, but there's no physical sensation, etc., etc. And then the opposite, where there's no emotional connotation, but there's all the physical sensation and such. And I don't know, these were strange concepts to play with, but the concept that appealed to me the most after I got through all of it, and the one that stuck with me, and state is a concept that would always be appealing, and it's probably why I enjoy being alive and being mortal, was the idea of actually keeping the universe basically as it is, and just giving all the people I know the power to change their lives and be happy, sort of taking away any power that any false government or dictatorship have, making it hard for people to actually hurt each other, etc. Still have, some level of suffering, because that's realistic, and I don't feel as though you can have the happiness without some level of suffering. I just don't feel like those emotions would work properly. I could be wrong, but that's just the way I felt, and I kind of think, as selfish as it is, a universe where everyone's happy would actually be the best. It's cliche to say, and I don't like saying it, not because it's not a nice thing, but because it does just sound cliche. I didn't expect that this was what it would be. I thought it'd be the crazy worlds, but actually I would like a world where all my friends and all my family could enjoy each other for eternity, not worry about death. Social pressures don't matter because people are happy all the time. There's no obligation to do anything, only sort of just rewards, a few things that upset people. Sometimes people still do dickish things to each other, but make it so they're overall much happier, like their ability to do the things that they want to do comes to world hunger has ended, and I wouldn't want to be the person to take credit for it. I'd instill it in someone else so that they could feel what it's like to have achieved that for themselves. I'd want to make it so that every other individual was happy within their lives and existence. I would make it so that there'd be like pockets to other universes that people didn't know about and didn't know existed, and people might think that these people falling into these universes schizophrenic. Like my friend Denton probably make like a universe for him full of old musicians and such, and just crazy terrific graphics. Same with Ben Troll and a few of my friends I'd take to places like this. I wouldn't take them though. I'd just tell them as like a God voice that you're going to this place, and take them in what seems to be a dream, but it's actually just as legitimate as reality. Days and days on end, and they'd wake up from it and go, wow, what an adventure, and they'd just feel happy knowing that existed to them, stuff like that. We'll end all the world poverty, feel like the needs of every individual and sort them as like my upper God consciousness, just make them happy, make them feel what they need to feel, make them grow together, make them happy together, make them want to be happy together, rather than all the conflicts that we have, like the bad people who are either emotionless or want to hurt other people. Like show them the sort of good intuition, show them what it feels like to feel rewarded by helping each other, make them feel happy for doing it, make everyone happy to make other people happy, and make it so that the problems in life aren't as difficult as they were before. Basically reducing the difficulty setting and upping the reward setting to life substantially. I guess that's how I'd have my universe. And I'd probably make little art pieces on the side, and sometimes look at people and be really happy, maybe invent time travel and all kinds of dimensional things, and I'd want them to all become gods with me in my universe. I'd want them to have their own universes, and we feel each other's real universes, and kind of just have kind of a massive a huge sort of entire human positive interaction forever, like just a complete soul bend of all minds and all spirits in the world. That is the universe I'd create, as weird as it is. So and that's the one that would fulfill me the most, eternal happiness for all, I guess. So prior to that statement that I said before, when I said I wouldn't want us to just be happy with sadness, that's not true. I wouldn't want it immediately, is probably what I meant. I'd like to see the progression of it happen, and then I'd like to experience it forwards. That's basically about it. Other than that, just as I said, universes with strange physics, like massive boulders dropping out of nowhere, or crazy shit like dragons visiting Pokemon Land, visiting Digimon World, visiting Dino Crisis Realm, Monster Rancher. All kinds of game worlds, that kind of shit. Worlds where the whole world's made out of chocolate, etc, etc. Anyway, I'm pretty much going to round it off there because I don't have much else to say. I just posed the question again now at the end of the video. If you could make your own universe / universes, what would you create and why? Thanks for watching, and enjoy your response.